interrupted. I heard my brother's voice clear as day, talking to the people that live above me. And it was like they were over a mic or something, or that's why I keep saying it's like he was on a podcast or something, because he was telling my story. And I didn't want to believe it. I'm like, Nikki, are you okay? Like, am I really here? I know my brother's voice. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with him. And I heard his voice loud as day. And the other voice, I guess that was the voice of my neighbor. So I go in my basement. And I listen real closely. Because, like, in my basement, I can hear better than, being in the house with the TVs on. And I didn't want to be obvious. So I go in my basement and I listen carefully. And sure enough, that was his voice. I don't know how he know these neighbors. I don't know why he was over a mic, it sounded like. Maybe speakerphone. I don't know. But I knew he wasn't physically there. It was something done over, maybe FaceTime. I don't know. But it was him. And the reason why I also know it was him, because of the conversations. He was like, the detailed conversations he was having was specifically around Will's death. It was around talking about my daughters. It was around me being able to be drinking and not be drunk. Because he kept saying, how you gonna be drunk and sober at the same time? How's she gonna be drunk and sober at the same time? I'm like, what? Like, he was talking bad. He was talking bad. Like, I wasn't able or stable enough to take care of my daughters. And so the conversation was so detailed that I couldn't make this up at this point, because the things he was saying had me embarrassed. I'm not even there. But to hear him talk about, I'm like, oh my God, he telling all like that hit me hard. It was a little scary, because I'm like, who is this for real? Who is this? But it had to be my brother, because that was his voice. So after that, I want to say, probably that night, I'm not sure, but I slept on the couch, and as I was asleep, I heard a voice that said, just like that, like somebody's great auntie or something. She said, man, I am so sorry, Nikki. Like that. And I'm like, what? And I have to wake up and look around. It's like, And then after she said that, she just said, they're coming. They're coming. I ain't know what that means. I'm looking out the window. I'm like, oh my God, they're coming. Fast forward to now, I understand that message now. The meaning behind that message, they're coming. They're coming to stalk me, to harass me, to use these fear-based tactics. I'm telling you, it got to a point where me and my daughters had to get a room for the night. Not just once. We had to do it twice. That's how, at that time, how in fear I was about what was happening around me. Like, I would overhear conversations going on upstairs about me and my situation. It even got to a point where the way that they were talking, it seemed like they could see inside my home and see what me and the girls were doing. So I was like, okay. Okay. So I chose to open up to my family about what was happening in my life at this point, because at this point I was like, okay, I know I'm not crazy. I'm hearing this because I heard my mom's voice one morning. It was middle of the week. It was a school day. I remember because the girls had to be at school, and I heard my mom's voice, and she talking reckless. When I say reckless, you would think she was talking about a motherfucker on the street, but she was talking about me. She like, I want that bitch dead. Y'all do something. It was loud as fuck, and then all this commotion started happening upstairs, like running down the steps, and I guess that was another fear-based tactic, but I knew that was my mom's voice. It was so real to where I had to call my grandmother and be like, where's mama? Oh, she not here. She ain't been here in a couple of weekends. Oh, okay, forget all that. What's she on, grandma? What's she on, bro? Like, I came to my grandma like that. Like, what is she on? Like, is she okay? What does she do in her spare time? Like, and I explained to her what I was overhearing, and I know that's her voice. Just the same situation with my brother. I knew his voice. Like, these are people that I grew up around. Like, I know their voice. And the things they were talking about were pertaining to me. So I was like, So my grandma can hear I was frantic. She can hear in my voice how uncomfortable I was, how upset I was. I was telling her maybe they need to take mama to an institution or something. Maybe she need to go get looked at. Like, something ain't right. Boom, right? That happened. So after that, that's when I noticed different cars following me. Me and my kids went to Fitz down in the Delmar Loop, and there was this white SUV, and something told me to look at the license plate, and I did. And on the license plate, it had the logo with the G in the middle, which represent Masons. Mind you, my husband's brother is a Mason. So the SUV was following us, and when we walked out of Fitz, when we were done, we were walking to the parking lot, and the white SUV was parked across the street from the parking lot we were parked at. It was just sitting there. You can't see shit because the windows were completely tinted. They were black. And I pointed at, I'm talking to the girls, and I pointed at the truck. It was like, that's that truck that was just following us, with the logo of Masons on the plate. So that was the first time I noticed. Then one day, I was taking out my trash, walking toward the dumpster, and there was this black or dark blue little Jeep like mine, with tinted windows, and they just stopped right, like, this is the alley. And I'm walking down the alley, and they stopped right there where you can turn into the alley, but they wasn't turning. They just stopped right there and just stared at me while I'm walking to my dumpster. They just stared. It had me react like, the fuck? That was incident number 2. Incident number 3 was my daughter went to the movies with a couple of her friends, and the friend mom came to drop Monica off. And as I have the door open, telling her, oh, thank you so much, and Monica's walking in the house, there was, I don't know if it was the same SUV. It was a dark color SUV, or like Jeep like mine, with a gang of people in there. It was like a lot of people in there. I'll say at least 5. and they had the window rolled down, and they looking up at my apartment. Nobody else around, nobody else outside. I'm holding the door, my daughter coming in, and they just looking up at my apartment. And like, you know, that's another sign of gang stalking. And I remember getting so mad. I got so, because I, again, reacted. That's how obvious it was. And it had me feeling so uncomfortable. I'm just trying to get my daughter in the house. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's exactly what I said. What the fuck they looking at? And then they drive off. I remember getting so angry that night. I got mad because I'm like, okay, because at this point I kind of was aware of what was going on, but I didn't know like why and for what and who. You know, I knew some of who was involved, but I didn't know like why is this going on with me. Like, I know I'm not crazy. I'm seeing this in plain day. It's daytime. It was daytime. Broad daylight. I'm seeing this. So I'm like, Lord, I need to know what's happening. I prayed. I read scriptures pertaining to, you know, adversity and adversaries and learning how to get through tough times and things like that. And I was just really trying to, and then mind you, like I spoke on before, I am a spiritual person. So I listen to like tarot readings on YouTube or something. I was basically searching anything that would give me clarity that I wasn't crazy. That was the next thing I was trying to prove to myself, that this stuff really happens to people. And kind of find out it does. There's stories about other people. It's called the Havana syndrome or something like that. It happened to people that were working for the CIA and people that were vets. It's called Voice to Mind, Voice to Skull, V2K. To where, because this is the next point that I'm pulling up, I start hearing these conversations. I don't even have to be at home. I could be in my car. I hear these conversations. I could be at work. I'm hearing these conversations. And then when I'm at home, I'm really hearing these conversations. It still happens now. It's happening right now because I'm doing this video. And I watched a few videos pertaining to the V2K, and that is a real thing, orchestrated by the CIA, the government, whatever. And it's a method used during operations to where they are instructed to target certain individuals. And I'm guessing in my case, I'm a spiritual individual, or I have faith in God and things like that. I'm thinking that's what it was. But mind you, going back, I said I felt like my family had a hand in on this. I think the reason why is because I cut them off, so they don't know what my everyday life look like. They don't know how much money I'm making. They don't know how the girls are. Basically, they can't keep up with me because I cut them off. I don't talk to them. So I felt like that was the original plan, is to have them come in and like keep an eye on me so they can go and report back. I specifically feel like my mama did this. I specifically feel like her and the brother that I talked about, I specifically feel like they were the ones that orchestrated this. So it went from that, the setup, then the gang stalking, then the fear tactics, or switch those two around. I said the guess. Then the voices. I guess that's supposed to like make you go crazy, insane, like feel like you're schizo. But I mean, I've been in my body for a long time. I've never sat and been able to listen to whole conversations, and they be about me. It ain't like I'm just picking up on shit out of thin air. These people, like, the conversation is more than one person too. It's a group. And I also feel there were two people that were instructed to lead this operation of target individuals or whatever. And then further on, because this has been going on for a long time, so I've been able to pull up a lot of research about what's been happening. Every indication is just clarified exactly what I discovered about, you know, these type of harassment tactics, or the gang stalking, or even families that have these secrets that they don't tell nobody about, but the ones that know, you know. And like I said before, I feel like all my life there's been things kept from me. I even had a family member, but she's married into the family, pull me aside and say, Nikki, so much been going on with you, like around you, you don't even know. She's like, I can't tell you though. I can't tell you. But there's been some like that. And I'm like, what the fuck, you gonna do all that and not tell me what's going on, you know, pertaining to me? And that's kind of fucked up. So that was another clue. Like, that's why I'm saying I put all these puzzles together, because I know ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm just putting two and two together. I'm using my common sense. I'm praying to God to show me, to expose it. I am picking up on it with my intuition. I'm getting downloads from my ancestors. I've isolated myself. I'm alone. So I shouldn't be feeling nobody else's energy. I shouldn't. But with the constant trying to like mind manipulate, and they still follow me, and you know, the conversations I'm able to hear and stuff, it's like it's still going on. Like, these are other energies that involve themselves and attach themselves to my life, to my energy field. And I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. I have to say this every day, because this has been going on literally every day. Enough to make a person really go crazy. So that's why I just do my due diligence in understanding what this is all about. And like I said, apparently it's uncommon, but it's common. Like, this has happened to people before. Like I said, I wrote stuff down. Certain things that happened, I would write down that day and talk about it, or I would do a video and talk about it. I'm gonna load some videos attached to this video and just combine them all. Some of them are real long, so I probably just chop it up, because I've been keeping up on this. And sometimes I will record myself just going off, because it does make you frustrated. It does make you angry. It makes you go deep and just be like, ooh, because I got kids. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy. Another method I picked up, or strategy I feel like they've been using, it's called Dungeons and Dragons. It's a tabletop game that they play with these different characters. And one day, like I said, my phone was missing, so I had to go get, this is one of my old phones, and I had to go get a SIMS card from my provider. and put it in. And when I go to my iCloud account, underneath, it shows like games and stuff. I'm like, I don't even play games on this phone. And I looked up, and I had a username in my phone called SkinnyWark6677. That's what made me incorporate Dungeons and Dragons. I went to Google what a warg was. First thing, I Googled the whole name. Nothing really popped up. Then I put in warg, WARG, and Dungeons and Dragons pulled up. And then this is like a character, but a warg is mythological. It's a animal. It's a beast with the evil spirit or whatever. It's a dark beast, and the capabilities of this beast is to be able to see through not a person. It didn't say person. It says animal's eyes. You can see through their eyes and like read their minds or something. That's one of their strengths or something. And because I can believe that these ain't just ordinary people I'm talking about. These ain't everyday people that's just stalking and listening and following me and doing what my family said to come and do. These are people that are like, they practice dark arts, because I mean, if you look up what a warg is, it's pretty evil and dark. So they study in dark arts. I've physically seen these people, because one of the neighbors tried to speak to me after I knew what I knew and was trying to be friendly. And I was just on my porch, and Maverick ran out and just started barking. Like, he don't even do that. He don't even do that for real. He'll bark at the door, but he won't run out and start barking. And I'm like, what is you barking at? And it was her coming around the side of the house, and she's like, oh, hi. And I didn't say nothing. I'm friendly. I would speak. I'm kind. I don't be rude like that. But I didn't feel the need to say anything. I'm like, and then, like I said, I knew what I knew. And then when Maverick barking his head off, I'm like, I don't have a good feeling. I got bad vibes. So definitely they studying something dark. Dealing with spirituality. I call it witches and warlocks. And they dabble into that. And I feel like my family knew, because they knew that I was spiritual. They knew that. They knew I believe in God and stuff like that. These people are like atheists. This is what I picked up. Which comes like spell work, doing magic, black magic, putting things in jars and burying them. Sound off as fuck, right? But that's what these people do. Look, he was looking for me over there. I'm right here, bruh. It's another one. I'll show you. Just like when I went to the park yesterday, I'm way off subject, but I went to the park yesterday by my daughter's school just to kill time, and I was having a little drink or whatever, and just going off like I usually do sometimes, because sometimes you got to get that off. You can't let all this build up in you, because it is angry. It's frustrating that this is happening in somebody's life. Like, I'm a human being. Like, don't watch me like I'm a fucking dog or I'm a kid. Don't do that shit. That's very disrespectful. I feel disrespected. And having my... He's a bunch of Bob Marley looking motherfuckers. Having my privacy invaded is the utmost disrespect. Like, anyway, back to the spell word. So, I feel like they were doing something to fuck with my dreams. Like I said, mind control. Trying to alter things in my life. And I even think that the people that they have to like watch me too, like they recruit people, I feel like they put them underneath some type of, because with nobody in their right mind, they wouldn't agree with nothing like this. Or is my whole city just fucking wicked? I don't know. But all I know is that I could tell my story, and that's what I plan on doing. This is just part one, y'all. It's so much more. It's so much more. And to end this, the reason why I finally mustered up the courage to do this was because, like I said, I listen to the little tarot readers on YouTube and stuff like that. I have tarot cards too. Like, I feel like that might be my calling. I don't know. And ain't nothing dark about it. Ain't nothing dark about it. Not what I do. I would do it to help people. But she was saying how these people were basically watching my life, because I feel like these people started off here. None of that shit worked. Now they're here. Almost like inspired by my story. Almost like amazed by how divinely guided I am. How my faith remains unwavered. Like, they are amazed. I feel like that. How strong I am. I'm still by myself. I don't surround myself with people. I don't trust people. I don't trust no motherfuckers. After this shit, I don't trust nobody. I'm still isolated. I'm still alone. I don't trust nothing. But, I mean, that would change because, everybody not on this type of shit. But this tarot reader was saying that they are trying to watch you. They are inspired by you, but they are trying to tell your story. They are inspired by you so much. These motherfuckers then took notes. They seen how God has protected me and my family. And how he continues to show up for me. How I've been dodging the bullet, so to speak. And still living my life. And still remain faithful. Yeah. I'd be inspired by a motherfucker like that too. So now they taking what they've learned about me, because oh my God, like, it's been since last May this shit started. It's April. It's about to be a year. So hell yeah, I'm sure they got a lot of information about me unwillingly. Like, I didn't give this. I didn't give them permission or none of that. All this shit is supposed to be done underhanded. Like, I guess I wasn't supposed to know. But yeah, they trying to tell my story for me. And I said, I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I allow you motherfucker witches, whoever the fuck they supposed to be, to tell my story. That's not gonna happen. So today is the day that I claim my power back. I claim my energy back. We're gonna talk about the energy vampires too. I claim all that because it's mine. Just like my destiny is mine, my life is mine, my beliefs are mine. I don't inflict my beliefs on anybody. I don't put my stuff out on anybody. This is what works for me. This is what's been protecting me. And if you got anything to say about it, then just look the other way. Turn your head. Don't watch me. But